as in real life.
Okay.
That's a short answer. You will spend hours, days, sometimes trying to transfer a patient out, and the answer you'll get is that there's no bed space, there's no ICU bed. So you have to keep trying and hope that somebody gets discharged from the ICU, or unfortunately somebody dies, and that frees up a bed space that they will be able to accept your patient. ICU bed space are very limited, and you have hospital like Mandible and make sure that we're adhering to it so there are no challenges, and we need to escalate matters, especially for critically ill patients, in a time-sensitive manner. So these are key things. Escalating issues in a time-sensitive manner.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
So the procedure manual speaks to escalating it to technical persons. So in the hospital, that person will be the SMO, the senior medical officer. I don't know how often matters are escalated for the senior medical officers for critical patients who we can't necessarily hold sometimes. Maybe we are able at the consultant or senior registrar level to sort it out. But I'm just encouraging persons out there that when there are issues, they need to escalate to the technical level, to the level of the SMOs, so that we can do what is best for the critically ill patient.
As opposed to which level?
Any lower level than that.
Because it says here, it is inappropriate. It says here, at the referring hospital, the patient must be assessed at the consultant level, resuscitated, stabilized before transfer.
Right.
The consultant or senior resident at the referring hospital must make direct contact with the senior resident or consultant on duty. At the tertiary hospital, it is inappropriate for the request for transfer to be made by the intern or senior house officer or junior resident.
You heard that.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I want all of my colleagues to review this document, look at it carefully. A lot of them will have time now because we have a pandemic going.
Exactly.
Use this time to review this document.
Yeah.
Right?
You're saying those procedures aren't always adhered to?
I don't know if it happens all the time. No, it doesn't. I can tell you that it doesn't, because when you're talking about a rural hospital, especially a type C hospital, where you may have one person as a senior who can operate, and they have multiple trauma patients, and they have to be operated, and the only other person on duty with them that night is a senior house officer or a resident. You cannot leave the theater, and I've had situations where I am operating and they're holding the phone to my ear while I'm trying to organize a transfer, because I am dealing with this patient, and then gynae has another patient, and in my capacity as senior medical officer, I have to be trying to arrange that, and especially if it's an early, it must come from the SMO level. You cannot stick to what is written on the paper, when in practicality you cannot do it. Another thing that is in that protocol is that the patient, if they're intubated, if they have the breathing tube down into the lungs, they should be accompanied by someone who can manage that airway, a nurse anesthetist or anesthetist. So when you have one nurse anesthetist on duty at a hospital for the entire night, no coverage, you're being covered by another hospital because there's no consultant on. That's the only person. If an emergency comes in, that's the only person at the hospital who can put somebody to sleep so you can operate on them. How are you going to send that one person on an ambulance to transfer a patient to another institution? What will happen when somebody comes in with a gunshot or in labor and bleeding out, and they need an emergency?
And it happens all the time, guys.
The protocols look good on paper, but they have not been practical, and they need review. And when we are doing the reviews, it must include not just the senior technical level personnel in the regions and at the hospitals, but it must include input from the consultants and the senior residents of not only the receiving hospitals, but the hospitals, the type B and C hospitals who will be referring patients to these specialists, to these type A hospitals as well. You know what is interesting though, Alfred? Let's say something, this protocol here that the Ministry of Health and Wellness has outlined here, and it is not followed. They're going to, and you know, the interesting thing is they know what the short you're on your own. Not on your own, because this document is here in black and white. I'm actually looking at it right now. Yeah, you should not have done that because that's all going to hear. That's all going to hear. But you knowing what the limitations of the system are, you are left now to make decisions. And unfortunately, I have had to transfer patients with an intern and a breathing tube on an ambulance because I have no other anesthetist at the hospital. And not only that, I have had to sign the consent because it was an unknown male.
Oh,
there was no next of kin, and all I can do is pray that they get to the receiving hospital safely and nothing untoward happens on that journey. But if that patient stays in that hospital where you're going to keep them, if you're going to adhere to the protocols there, you're sentencing them to death. Yeah. This document was clearly crafted in, what is it 1990s? Or a very long time. A very long time.
No, it's a long time we're talking about this, and I keep asking why aren't they adjusted?
Decades.
I don't know.
Decades. We've been talking about this for decades.
Which is why I'm saying maybe you need to more now adjust the document, because we have not seen an adjustment in the staff cadre.
Oh, you've given up on adjusting the staff cadre. That's what that sounds like.
When I was in Elon's chair, I gave up after a while. I don't know if he's going to have more intestinal fortitude than me and push through, but it's just like a block you cannot win. Yeah, I'm getting very close to it now. There have been reviews after reviews after reviews, and there are simple things that can be done. And a big part of the problem is this regionalization thing that we have clung.
Okay, guys. So, I'll pause it there. Here's my spiel now. Okay, if I could continue, but I think you've heard enough for me to say what I'm going to say. Now, here's my thing. Guys, so we understand that we do need to have a pension fund, and we understand that. But guess what, guys? We don't have a tourism industry right now. The tourism industry is on pause. Yeah? You heard the Minister of Tourism. 130,000 employees, direct employees in the tourism, laid off during COVID-19. 130,000. So the point is, the pension fund is not a priority at this point in time. Okay, while we applaud the effort, as far as I can see right now, it is just somebody trying to boost their ego, wanting to ensure that they have their idea tabled. You understand? To say, I did this. But it's all about timing. Timing is everything. What we want right now during this COVID-19, we're having a crisis, and it has to do with our health system. Why am I not seeing in the House of Representatives and in the Honorable Senate where they are passing bills, right, that are going to help and prevent incidences that could happen with Lady Jodie and Perron from recurring? You heard just now the doctors on that program, right? That was Dr. Dawes speaking and Dr. Elon Thompson. And you heard they say that the 2016 Policy and Procedure Manual for the referral of patients, it needs to be updated. It needs revision. And you heard me quote in the article that I read where they said 11 hospitals on it that they had them registered. But you heard, I told you that there are only 4 private hospitals that are actually registered. Only 4. And you heard that they say that the National Health Services Act covered public hospitals, right? While the private hospitals are governed by the Nursing Home Regulation Act. Oh, I'm telling you something, guys. This is ridiculous. The Nursing Home Regulation Act of 1934. How many hospitals did we have in Jamaica in 1934? Yeah? That's when this act came in, and it has not been amended since then, right? Let me tell you something, guys. Okay, this is a ridiculous. I know the act. I received it. I don't have a copy of it to show you now, because where it is, I have no access to at this point. However, I was given a copy of it. It is thicker than this book, guys. It is thicker than this. Thicker than this. It's about 2 or 3 times the size of this, the width of it. Yeah, that's how big it is. And it was given to me. Why it was given to me? Because, persons who know me, they know that I teach nursing assistants how to take care of the elderly and disabled. And so I had a nursing school, call it that. We could call it a nursing assistantship, right? And basically, I was also supposed to have an assisted living facility for persons with dementia, especially. I went through the process, guys. I was trying to do everything to be compliant, okay? But the assisted living facility also fell under the Nursing Home Act. Yeah, the same Nursing Home Act that these private hospitals fall under is the same one that the assisted living facility fell under. And I'm telling you guys, when I read it, because I read it, and it was ridiculous of what was written in it. I'm saying, but I'm not doing that. Why do I need this? Why do I need that? I'm not doing any of the solutions with 25 beds or fewer, or 10,000 for 26 beds or more, right? So if the hospital has 26 beds, guys, registration is 10,000, and if they have under 25 beds, guys, registration is $5,000, right? So, I mean, seriously, you realize, guys, that this act is almost 100 years old. I mean, these hospitals, they have no incentive. They have no incentive for abiding by rules, and we have a problem with our system. Huh? Have you heard on that broadcast just now from those 2 minutes, 2 doctors, right? Another problem we have in the system is that there are limited beds. We don't have the bed space. And so you heard one of the problems, and this is probably what happened in the Jody and Farron case, you understand? Because there are insufficient human resource, insufficient persons who are qualified, for example, to use a ventilator. So the ventilator, guys, has to be manned by a professional, by a qualified nurse. Not just any nurse can monitor and the ventilator, right? It is a specialist nurse that does that. Okay. Now, if it is that the person is critically ill, right, then what's going to happen? Sorry about that. Yeah, if it is that this person is critically ill, right, and this person needs to be on a ventilator, and if it is that there is no qualified person to monitor that ventilator, guys, they bag the patient. That's what they do. They bag the patient. And that's what happened at St. Andrew's Memorial Hospital with Jordan Farron. You heard the pathologist said, right, that she was bagged, right? That's what Dr. Jeffrey Ford said when he read the dockets, right? She was bagged. But she being bagged was not a bad thing, guys. It was a bad thing in terms of the fact that it exacerbated her problem, right? But it was only to try to save her life, because that's all they had. It was an institution that they had with the resources, that in the sense that you blame hospitals that were not registered because they were not in compliance. No recommendation was made for their registration, because the only private hospital you heard, right, in 2018 that was recommended for registration was Hospiten in Montego Bay. And you also heard in that report that I played for you guys, where Cornwall Regional Hospital in Montego Bay, which is a public hospital, they also have to send patients to Kingston because of the lack of facilities at that institution. I don't know when last you've gone here for that, you're going to go over there, the place, each department is all the main building. That's another story for another day, guys, because that main building, how many floors, have been discarded, right, for asbestos and lead and mold and all manner of things based on the reports that were done. So it has been abandoned. That big building has been abandoned, and now the Cornwall Regional Hospital is all over the place, community, assisting or attending to sick persons. Yeah. So guys, here's the point. And it was said later on in the broadcast, but I am not going to play that today. But Dr. Dawes and Dr. Elon Thompson, they were saying, if it is that we should have us, because we do not have the equipment that are required, we do not have the facilities in place, and then we also have certain equipment. So it's a double-edged sword, guys. We also have equipment, but then we do not have the staff who are trained to use these equipment. So these equipment are sitting down there gathering rust while we don't have the staff. Because what we have a brain drain where our nurses are concerned in this country. There is a brain drain. Right? The nurses are not staying in Jamaica. And sad to say, unfortunately, a majority or a big part of that number are mediocre nurses. Unfortunately, it's just a reality we're talking about here, guys. These nurses are mediocre in terms of their qualification and their capabilities in carrying out their jobs effectively, right? In these institutions, right? And it's just the reality of it, because the good nurses, they most of them, they are gobbled up by other countries. You understand? And saying of nurses in this country and healthcare professionals, generally speaking, right? And reason being, because our healthcare system is broken. We're using outdated law. Now, I'm saying when the House of Representatives, guys, I hope you guys are paying attention, because too long we've been about JLP and PNP and red and orange and green, and we need to cut out this foolishness. The House of Representatives mean it is the representatives of the people. They are representing us. You need to, that COVID-19 has caused you to be home. You need to be watching these programs, guys. You should be watching the debates in the House of Representatives and in the Senate. You should be watching them and seeing and learning to see who is representing you in these houses, okay? You need to know who your representatives really are and listen to them and see what they're doing and what they're saying as it relates, because every law that they pass, guys, is going to be affecting you. The laws they pass affect you. And if you don't pay attention, before you know it, they're going to pass laws that are going to affect you adversely. And you find yourself a fall of the law, and you're like, when did this happen? In the house, who is whom really have our backs? Watch these programs and watch and who are really or not, because I'm telling you, since I started to watch, I have gained respect for some and I've lost respect for others in terms of what I am seeing, guys, because these guys are supposed to be now to presenting you and passing laws, regulations that are supposed to benefit you, and they seem to be grandstanding. Many of them are grandstanding. It's all about the ego, right? Not about the person's interest. What we should be doing is revising these policies and procedures, right? That's what we should be doing, and ensuring that we talk about, Jordan Farron. Oh, we're so sorry for the loss of Jordan Farron. But it's political. It's all political, because you don't really care. If you really cared about Jordan Farron and you cared about every mother who is expecting right now, what you should be doing in these houses are passing laws that will prevent these things from happening to anybody in the future. Yeah, get rid of these, amend these laws, and get rid of these outdated laws, and have real, timely laws that are beneficial to the people. Right? That's what you should be doing. And you're trying to pass laws that make you look good. Right? That was not the time to be passing a tourism health pension, because first of all, let me tell you something, and wake up and recognize, when this is done, tourism is not coming back anytime soon. You better believe that tourism is not coming back anytime soon. And if it comes back, the 130 persons who were laid off are not going to be rehired. It will not be the 130 persons and afford to pay the 3% right now. Okay? Before COVID-19, it was a great idea. Yes, they could have found. Think about it. A tourism worker is getting $8,500 per week. $8,500. Now, after you take out their deductions out of that, plus your 3% for their pension, they might take home, may take home $7,000 per week. What can they do with $7,000 per week post COVID-19? All of them have their loans packed up, their rent packed up. Everything is on hold. It's on moratorium right now. Everything is on hold and nothing is being done. But they still have the bills. They will be there to be paid when they get back, when things go back to normal. So where are they going to get this money to be paying to invest in this pension fund? The last thing on their mind at that time is going to be pension fund. So I want to know, who are these 30,000 persons to whom you are pushing to get this pension fund? Because it must be somebody or some persons in this group that you want to cover good services in the health system. People are still having babies. People are still having heart problems, liver problems, kidney problems. The people have diabetic, hypertension. And we have 32 specialist nurses who can operate those 32 ventilators. You got 2 machines. And so you have 3 machines, and those 3 machines combined can produce over 3,000, give or take, right? Samples per day. 3,000 samples per day is only doing 351 per day. It sounds to me that we do not have the persons who can operate these machines. We don't have the personnel who have the know-how for these machines. So we need to train persons, okay? So here it is now. We have a problem with human knowledge, right? And it's being exposed, and they send sufficient staff, so we don't have to have a critical patient being taken from Cornwall Regional Hospital in Montego Bay all the way to Kingston Hospital, because we don't have 2017. Into 2017, I was visiting Cornwall Hospital for a good friend of mine. Bedroom, everything is just a mess. No, don't be like that, okay? The inside, you need to pay your staff better. So our nurses need better pay, okay? Not only the nurses, of course. I mean, the healthcare professionals in general need better pay so that they will stay. They won't go elsewhere. They also need the right equipment. They say, every crisis creates opportunities. Every crisis creates opportunity. This is an opportunity to overhaul the healthcare system. It's not a time to be passing the buck and playing the blame game. It's not the blame game time now. Forget about whose fault it is. We don't care whose fault it is. The fact is, on your watch, it is your tenure. This is your watch. So on your watch, this is what you're going to do. You're going to. How many tourists come here and say they're not coming back? You don't hear the numbers, but it's real. Because they come to Jamaica and they take ill and they end up in our healthcare system, which is broken. And I'm telling you, it's not a good report that goes back into their country with. It's not a good report, but you don't hear about these things. But it is real, and I know it for a fact. I'm saying, guys, use this opportunity wisely. Let us overhaul the healthcare system. Let us go into the house and pass rules and pass regulations that actually help persons, not hinder. Okay? Is all I'm asking. All right, guys. So, no more grandstanding, please. Please, if you really care about Jody and Farron, and you claim to care about Jody and Farron, if you really care about Jody and Farron, then fix the system. Yeah? If they were to actually abide by them, nobody would get care. People would die on the floor, and persons have died on the floor, as we have seen, right? Because our system is broken. Yeah? So let us work on that, guys, and stop the grandstanding, okay? It's a time for grandstanding. Leave that alone, okay? Just work to help our fellow men. Our brothers and sisters need our help. Because the person don't have insurance. You don't do that. And you don't judge the person. Who better to pay you than him? Because when he pays handsomely, Handsomely, I'm telling you, yeah? With the playlist, right? Okay, so thank you so much for your time. I hope you learned something today. I hope you enjoyed, because remember, knowledge is nothing if it's not shared, okay? And as a student of knowledge, my job here is to share knowledge with you, my fellow student of knowledge, okay?